Last week, between that little bit of turning, or maybe after the boarding weekend I had, Easter Sunday last week, my wife says, "Oh, on my path, my walk path, somebody's taken down a huge tree back there. Let's go for a ride and see if something you can use." So I'm always excited when I hear there's a tree by the side of the road. I'm not excited that it was cut down, but if it's going to be disposed of or whatever, and I can use it and create some art with it, then I'm excited about it. Now, I don't cut down trees to get a piece of wood out of it, but there's plenty of people who are cutting down trees, clearing lots, building houses on wooded areas. So therefore, those trees do come down, and if I know somewhere that's some sort of a tree, it doesn't matter if it's an oak, always in the hopes that there's something different in there, but even if it's an oak, it can produce some beautiful pieces. Now, we went for that walk, actually a little ride, but yeah, and I got there, and there was a couple, a gentleman and his lady friend, working on it, and this thing was huge. One of the biggest trees I've seen down here. I mean, this thing was gigantic. And I stopped, and he was very informative and very talkative, and right away he's like, "Oh, you know how old this tree is?" It's like, no idea, 200 years? He says, 176. It's like, "You know how I know?" I was like, "You counted the rings?" He's like, "Yeah." So anyway, it was an old pine tree. And the guy was offering me, these 3x3 pieces of the log from the bottom of it. It's like, "Oh, you can have that, you can have that." And I would be intrigued to take some of it, but I can't handle that sort of stuff. I don't have equipment, I don't have large chainsaw. I got a little bar that starts up sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't start up. But he's offering me all kinds of pieces from that tree, and he had the long, 30-foot, all right, maybe not 30-foot, but a 16-foot at least log that was already on the back wheels of a trailer. And, he, like I said, he talked as much as I do. And he's like, "Oh, $7,000 for that log." It's like, wow, nice. I guess pays for the hard labor you had with it. But like I said, he was offering me all kinds of stuff, and as I'm walking, I came across this beauty. It's a good size, a burl. So, he's offering me all this stuff, and it's like, what a shame, it's pine. I really don't want to, number one is the pieces are way too big. If there was something interesting, I would have grabbed it, but I literally stepped over that piece. Is like, "Oh my God, I'll take this!" I was all excited. My wife said that I was like a little kid in a candy store, like, "I'll take this." So, but yes, I saw that burl as I went, "Well, this, I'll gladly take it off your hands." He says, "Consider it a gift." So, what a gift. Yeah, what a gift. I got a huge burl over here. Now on Facebook, also, as many of you know, I do post a lot of stuff on Facebook, and one of the first things I did is say, "Hey, have any of you turned a pine burl?" And my question shouldn't have been, "Have any of you turned a pine burl?" It should have been, "Have any of you seen a pine burl?" Because I had never seen one. And many people came right back with, yeah, I do it all the time. I turn them. So anyway, even though this is pine, I see this has some really fascinating pattern going through here. The bark, well, it's half of the bark is on, half is off. The biggest problem that we have when we have something like this is deciding, okay, how do I turn it? How do I maintain the best possible look of this piece and create something interesting? I think well, it is taking every bit of my clearance on here. Well, what I want to do to get this started is clean this up a little bit and create a tendon over here. I'm going to flip it over on the jaws and see which way I want to go with this. Unfortunately, I got this going on out here, which doesn't give me for a natural edging on this. It will give me a natural edge, but it will be a little bit further in on this. So, and it will get me away from this end grain cut that's going through here. That apparently was the way that a branch was coming out of this piece. So, with that, I will see how close I can get my tool rest number one in there without hitting, because I am clearing this up in some points about 3/8 of an inch, half inch. So let's see what kind of beauty is inside of this wood right off the bat and how it's going to be on the cuts. After all, it is pine. I'm going to slow this way down. .300 RPM. place this in my 100mm jaws. It's a big piece, so therefore use these up, and gives me a good grip. And seeing that it's already centered, then I know that it's going to hold up and clear up everything on it. Let's see what that baby has to offer by applying the Yorkshire grit. This is sanded to 220 at the moment, and so it's not super sanded. And you know, there are pieces that you want to achieve more of a finish than others. And whenever I have a big piece that shows enough of its character to hold its own weight, to support itself, that nothing needs to be distracting from it. Well, I mean, you know, that could go to both extremes, but so you don't worry about flaws, you don't worry about perfection. You now this wood is really absorbing this lacquer. I mean, it's really pulling it in. So this will require a couple of coats if I want a uniformed finish on this. Or else it will be blotchy. Shine spots, dull spots. Now I haven't done this method in ages. And the reason why I'm doing that is I need to stay far enough away from my headstock. So it's just an extension of the chuck. When I came up with this method, I mean, a lot of people used it up. A lot of people took advantage of it and said, ooh, you know, I can use that. And absolutely. The whole thing behind it is use whatever you have around, really. If it has integrity and you can hold it together, then you can do the finishing with it. And you can see that just placing it up, bringing the life center right back to its location where it's supposed to be, the whole thing is good to go. And I'm going to use my 3/8 spindle gouge, bow gouge, and clean up this foot. Nice and easy. Not concaving it, but don't make too much of an aggressive cut.